Okay, so here's what happened. Like they stole all my things out of storage, and it was all full of pictures. Yeah, pictures. All of these printed photos going all the way back for my whole life. Like my children's, like my children's baby pictures. You stole my children's baby pictures. So first of all, what you did was you stole my children's baby photos, and it was like two like boxes of just pictures, and there were these little tabbies that went like year by year. So it was like, right, and going all the way back to the 90s. The pictures that were taken at my house. Right, and some of those pictures contain famous people before they were famous, people I used to party with. Mm-hmm. Right. No, I know. Well, I can see. Anyway, um, so it was pictures, and then like people started like going through my shit because you stole my fucking storage. Like you created a situation. It was just through a bunch of. It's just how they do, of circumstantials and like incidences and this and this and this and this until right, and yeah, so they stole all the things out of my storage. No, there was not a proper auction. No, it wasn't even like no, no, no. I was like 31 days late, and there's like laws, and you're supposed to run the ads and all. None of that shit happened. I was 31 days late, and then like sold it to some guy like the week before I was gonna pay it because there was like unemployment. Right. Right. Yeah, that's what happened. That's what the fuck happened. And with the storage. And then they took all those pictures and they start going through the fucking pictures and say, hey, there's famous people in these pictures. What is she doing? Why is she with these people? Because, I have the ability to, like, show you the path to, get signed. That's why. I tell you, where to go and who to talk to and what you need to take and all of those things, right? And tell you, like, the how-tos, how to get signed if you want to do that. And then just say Heather said. Well, Heather said it was okay. Well, Heather said. Right, that often works too. Well, Heather said. And, right. So they would, that's just, that's just the thing. So they're going through these fucking pictures. And, back then I was living with Daryl. Daryl was this like somebody the intimacy coordinators picked out, and I absolutely did not like him. I wouldn't have dated him. He's not someone I would have picked for myself. Right. No, I was dating. I wouldn't have dated Daryl. I would not have dated Daryl. No, no. Mm-mm. Right. He was fucking weird as hell. First of all, he's fucking weird as hell. And looking back, maybe he was Arab. I don't fucking know. He was an idiot. He was a complete fucking idiot. No, he died. Uh, I heard that he was Neil Halls, on a boat, some sort of accident on a boat, and then and he got dragged around a boat like 60 times. Yeah, that's what I heard. And, right, didn't survive. Oh my God, 2 or 3 years ago. That's what I heard. So, but he was like super problem. Okay, well, anyway, that's what I heard. That is what you stated on multiple times. Okay, that's fair. But, international waters. And I was clearly not there, so I just, what I heard happened to the guy. Anyway, like Osama, I guess. Right. Oh, Osama was shot. Yeah, we all saw the video. Okay, Osama was shot. Uh-huh. But anyway, So there's these pictures of famous people at my house. And I would not have dated that guy. And I didn't want to date that guy. And I pretty much hated that guy. And I made him take that job. I made him take this job, airbrushing t-shirts. And I don't know if you know this, but airbrushing t-shirts is incredibly bad for your lungs. Like, worse than asbestos. Like, it will fucking drown you. Right, those airbrush t-shirts. Right. So, like, those t-shirts, the airbrush t-shirts, right, is like a slow death sentence. Just real fucking sick of him, you know? Couldn't wait anymore. Couldn't wait for nature to take his course. He's just so in the fucking way. He just did these awful, awful things. So awful. So awful. And, right. Anyway, so I didn't like him, and I cheated on him all the time and tried to make him leave. And the first time I cheated on him was this guy. It was with Heezer. The first time I cheated on Daryl. Oh, that wasn't the first time I cheated on Daryl. The first time I cheated on Daryl while we lived in this area. The first time I cheated on Daryl was with Mark back in La Follette. Cheated on him all the time with Mark back in La Follette. All the time. Mm-hmm. Right. I would like stay gone for like a whole week. Cheating. Right. And he'd be at home crying to my mom about it. Right. Fucking bitch. Seriously. And no, so the first time I cheated was like with Mark in La Follette. And then I cheated on him with Heezer. And then I cheated on him with Eric. And then we broke up. Right. So then we broke up. 96. Early 96, maybe late 95. Late 95, early 96, I guess. I broke up with Daryl. And couldn't stand him. Could not fucking stand his ass. Yeah, and we had moved. I'd moved up there to Natty Branch. Up to Natty. And broke up with Daryl. And then there was a new guy that was going to take Daryl's spot, which was like final clearance to see Heather. Right, because that was the job. And then Daryl would bring the people to me to meet. But he wasn't even allowed to do it on his own. The people that wanted to see me would, when they finally got to Daryl, for clearance to see me, right, and then because we're living together and he could just bring him home. And when he finally got to Daryl had to get clearance from a Chris, right, and it's not one, yeah, right, a Chris, and there's just a certain set of guys named Chris do the clearance for people to come into my house. Yeah. And then Daryl was like the driver that would bring them over. Yeah. And then that's who brought them over to the house. But then my sister Brandy was also allowed to do that job. Because people didn't like, yeah, because Daryl was difficult. So, I get the final say. You don't get, what? You know what? My sister made it her fucking job to sleep with rock stars that Heather didn't want. So, yes, he did. Right? So, anyway, that was the 90s. The early 90s when I first moved from La Follette to this area, and we lived on Connor Heights Road.